Today's story is dogs. We're going to learn all about the different kinds of domesticated dogs. Now, the domestic dog is the most popular pet in the whole world. Tens of millions of dogs live with people as pets, working dogs, or even as guard dogs. People and dogs have been together for thousands of years and have shared shelter and food. We have hunted together, played together, and even worked together. Scientists believe that dogs developed from wolves that had learned to live close to people. Eventually, 5 breeds of dogs emerged: huge guard dogs called mastiffs, wolf-like dogs, shepherding dogs, greyhounds, and pointer dogs. These were used for hunting. Today, there are more than 400 breeds of dogs. Despite their differences, all dogs, from tiny little chihuahuas to great big Great Danes, belong to the subspecies Canis lupius familiaris. Many dogs are fast and can run long distances. Some racing dogs, such as the greyhound, can run more than 40 miles per hour. The fastest human distance runner can only run 15 miles per hour. The large domestic dogs have powerful, graceful bodies. Using their strong hind legs, some dogs can jump over a fence several times their own height. Dogs have strong teeth and jaws that are good for tearing meat. A big dog can bite 10 times harder than a person can. Dogs are able to swallow much larger hunks of food than humans are able to swallow. Dogs eat almost anything. A pet dog will eat meat or table scraps or dog chow made partially from grains and corn. Now, dogs have 15 senses. Wow. Dogs have 5 senses, just like we do. But dogs are much more sensitive than we are. A dog can identify a friend from a stranger just by sniffing. You have 5 million smell cells in your nose. A German Shepherd or a Bloodhound has more than 200 million smell cells in their nose. A Bloodhound can follow an animal or person's odor trail for hours after it's been made. A dog can hear noises that are 4 times farther away than the noises you or I can hear. That's why a watchdog's bark before you hear any noises. And a dog can hear a dog whistle easily, although humans can barely hear it, or even not at all. Dogs' eyes are very sensitive to movement. If you stand still, a dog may not notice you, but an insect that moves in the grass will attract its attention. Dogs see mostly gray colors, but they can see some colors, such as the color red. Now, dogs are very intelligent animals. They learn quickly. A dog instinctively knows how to get along with other dogs. In a pack, dogs have ranks. The leader is the dominant dog, or the boss. Sometimes we call it the alpha. The other dogs are submissive dogs or followers. Pet dogs usually behave towards the human owner the same way that they would behave towards the boss dog, or the alpha dog. When dogs meet, they sniff each other. Sniffing lets a dog know all about the other dog: its age, its gender, whether it's a boy or a girl, and its rank. When a boss dog meets a follower dog, it shows dominance by raising its head, ears, and tail. The follower dog shows submission by crouching down or rolling over on its back. Dogs don't use words the way people do. Dogs use different sounds, from angry growling to happy barking to upset whimpering, to express their feelings. Learning dog talk will help you understand whether your pet dog is hungry, wants to play, or is trying to warn you of some danger. Female dogs usually can have babies by the time they're only 1 year old. After mating with a male dog, a female dog gives birth to a litter of puppies in about 9 weeks. Small dogs have litters of about 4 puppies. Large dogs can have 8 or more puppies at a time. A mother dog seems to know exactly what to do for her puppies when they are born. She bites through the umbilical cord that attaches each puppy to her. Then she licks the puppy. Now it can breathe and starts suckling, and it takes less than 2 hours for each puppy to be born. Puppies are born blind and deaf, and for the first few weeks, the puppy just suckles and sleeps. At 2 weeks, its eyes open for the first time. At 3 weeks, it can start to move around, focus its eyes, and even begin to hear sounds. At 4 weeks, the puppy starts playing with its litter mates, and when you pick up a puppy, it wiggles. It may squeak. The puppy is tiny, but you can feel its muscles moving. Its skin feels warm and dry. At 5 to 6 weeks, the puppy has all its front teeth, milk teeth we call them, and it's ready to eat puppy meal, or cereal with milk. Yummy. Between 6 and 10 weeks, the puppy begins exploring its surroundings. It should stay with its mother until it's at least 8 to 10 weeks old. By then, the puppy has stopped nursing. Of all the dog breeds, hounds may have the longest ties with people. Hounds were the earliest hunting dogs. People bred them to hunt by sight or smell. Sight or gaze hounds, such as the greyhound and saluki, can use their keen eyesight to spot game a long way away. Long-legged hounds are also great runners and can run down other animals. Scent hounds, like the dachshunds, usually have short, strong legs, long heads, with big floppy ear flaps and big noses. Their sense of smell is that of much better than any of the other dogs, almost 1,000,000 times better than your smell or my smell. Modern breeds of hounds are no longer used as hunters. They are kept as pets. Now, some hounds, such as beagles and bassets, tend to roam, and to keep them at home, you need to have lots of space and really good fences. Sporting dogs usually have keen senses of smell and sight. Different breeds of sporting dogs range in size from small spaniels to large setters, pointers, and retrievers. Spaniels are intelligent, small to medium dogs that make excellent pets. They have long noses and scent hounds, like the scent hounds, and they have big floppy ear flaps. Spaniels locate, retrieve, and they are also used to flush birds from their hiding places in tall grasses. Different kinds of spaniels do different things. When they spot game, pointers and setters direct their muzzle towards the hunted animal. They are trained to set or stand still for long periods of time. They can stand still up to an hour pointing at an animal so that the human hunter can find them. Retrievers are strong dogs that locate and bring back game. They're usually very good swimmers. Most retrievers, such as the Golden and the Labrador, make very fine pets because they can be trained easily. Mr. Knowland really likes the Golden Retrievers. Terriers are very small, lively dogs that were first bred in the British Isles. They were used to hunt burrowing animals such as rabbits, foxes, and even rats. Terriers were so popular that many European artists painted them, and they're also the mascots of the British military units. Some terriers even won medals for their service in the British Army. Terriers are bouncy, friendly dogs that love to bark a lot, and because they always seem ready to play, these short-legged, stocky dogs make really good pets for people who want to play. Now, specially trained dogs for working and herding help people all over the world. German shepherds and sheepdogs herd sheep and cattle. Malamutes and huskies pull sleds across the snow in Alaska. And Doberman pinschers and Rottweilers act as watchdogs. St. Bernards can even locate people buried under snow. Guide dogs help the visually impaired people find their way, and bloodhounds assist the police by sniffing for drugs or bombs in cars and airports. For centuries, farmers and herdsmen have used dogs to help guard and move their flocks. Many countries have their own breed of herding dog. In the United States, the Border Collie is a common herding dog that farmers still use to keep track of their animals and help them move from place to place. Non-sporting dogs are different from one another, as you and I are. Now you can imagine the range from friendly Dalmatian with its white collar and black spots to the deeply wrinkled Sharpie or a Chinese fighting dog. There's a lot of differences between dogs, just like you and I. The Chow Chow has a blue and black mouth and a tongue that's also blue. The Bichon Frise is a fluffy white dog, and the Bulldog looks tough but has a gentle manner. Still, another is the Lhasa Apso, a watchdog and is a symbol of good fortune in the Tibetan temples in Asia. Poodles are one of the most popular non-sporting dogs. They're intelligent, good-natured, friendly, and very loyal. Just what people look for in a pet. Because of their curly hair that doesn't shed, this keeps them growing, and poodles have to be cut regularly. Poodles vary in size, and standard poodles weigh as much as 70 pounds, while miniature and toy poodles can weigh less than 10 pounds. And since they don't shed, some people get them because they're not allergic to the dander. Toy dogs are kept mostly as lap dogs and pets. The English Toy Spaniel is a mini version of a full-size dog. Other toy dogs, such as the Chihuahua and the snub-nosed pug, don't resemble any large dogs. 4,000 years ago, the Chinese kept lion dogs that looked like the Pekingese dogs we have today. Maltese dogs have been found in Egyptian tombs, and have even been depicted in early Roman paintings. The royal families of England, France, and Russia often included their pet toy dogs in paintings. Some toy dogs were bred to perform specific jobs. During the Middle Ages, nobles who lived in cold castles and stone buildings sometimes used toy dogs to warm their feet, and the Tibetan Spaniel could turn prayer wheels. The tiny turnspot was trained to run on a wheel attached to a spit, and as the spit turned, the game on the spit was roasted over a fire, so it would even help people cook in the kitchen. Mixed breed dogs, or mutts, are like all different kinds of shapes and colors and sizes. Sometimes mutts are even friendlier and better tempered than purebred dogs. They may also adapt more easily to different surroundings. A mutt is a very special dog. No other dog is exactly like it, and when you adopt a mutt as a puppy, you usually don't know who its parents were or its grandparents were, and sometimes you can tell how big a mutt will become by the size of its paw. Dogs have different personalities and behaviors. The way a dog is raised and trained also affects its personality and behavior. A dog doesn't have to be a purebred to make a wonderful pet. Now, there are many ways you can get a good pet dog. A dog owner you may know will have a puppy from a new litter. And if you adopt a dog from a local animal shelter, make sure their animals are looking healthy and well cared for. And ask about the dog you wish to adopt. Dogs are usually given away for free or for a small donation at the shelters, just to keep them going into homes. If you want to buy a purebred dog, ask a pet owner or someone at a local kennel club to recommend a good breeder. Breeders' rescue clubs sometimes provide foster homes to purebreds that have been abandoned or given away by owners that couldn't take care of them anymore. Now, a puppy needs someone to care for it, to feed it, to train it, to walk it, and even to pet it. A person needs to spend a lot of time building a good relationship with a puppy. You should get a puppy only if you or someone in your family can do all of those things. Dogs need a great deal of attention and care too. They have to be fed, groomed, walked, and trained. Some dogs need lots of room, and some dogs can even live in small apartments. It's up to you and your parents to decide whether you have the time to care for the dogs and whether you have the room for them to enjoy living there. If you do decide to adopt a dog, you have more than a pet. You will have a lifelong, loyal friend and companion.